Well, hello, welcome to Droxford. I thought I'd do a little running session for me. I'll just do a little bit of a recap what I've been up to. I haven't really done much. The only thing I've done here is in the houses there, I've put a little summer house in the garden and put a few extra little bushes around, and that's it. So I thought we'd do a little running session from here. At the moment we've got M7 357 on push-pull set. That's just waiting for schools class to come in, and then that'll be off doing its thing. Right, so we're waiting for schools class, Hornby schools class at Dinnerden to come in. I'm not sure how it's going to run because it's Hornby tender drive, and to be honest, I find Hornby tender drives are never the best runners. As you can see, it's not very, it's a little bit jerky, and I've cleaned the track and everything. In fact, I think all my Hornby tender drive ones are not very, what I would call reliable. Why they went with that, I don't know. And it's a shame because there's lots of other locos I would like, but because they're tender drive, it kind of puts me off, because all my experience with Hornby tender drives so far have not been very good ones. Right, so the M7's got its signal, and off it goes. Right, so now Stowe's going to run around its train. So what I mean about tender drives are not very good. So I mean, they're very unreliable. Now that track is perfectly clean. It's just the contacts are absolutely rubbish on them. You know, between the tender and the thing, I've tried hardwiring it, and still runs the same. Still absolutely rubbish. So I think it's just going to sort of just be languishing in the. I might put it in the just stick it over in the siding over there, or stick it in here, or maybe even just put it as a static exhibit over here. I don't know yet, because I'm just fed up with the blooming thing. Had enough. But as I say, you know, I would like the darker green version of this. But once again, it's tender drive, and there's also, you know, I'd like Battle of Britain class and things like that. But the tender drive, I'm just not going to bother, because it's they're just a pain. They're just an absolute pain to sort of to get running correctly. Right, we've got King Arthur class Dinnerden coming in. This one. What I've done with this one is I've put extra pickups on the tender wheels, and then hardwired it through, and it runs absolutely beautiful. Now I can't understand why Hornby didn't keep the motors in the locos and just put pickups in the tenders and connect them to, like they've done with the T9 and things like that. You know, we've got the things on the tenders, but yeah, what I've done is I've hardwired it through, and I've put pickups on the tender wheels, and it runs absolutely beautiful. Runs absolutely lovely. Right, so when we get the all clear, the schools class will be leaving, and we'll change camera location anyway before then. So we've come up to this end of the line, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the schools class will leave and not sort of stall on anything. We shall see anyway. I knew it was going to do that. Stalls on the point work every time, even if you try putting extra pickups, it still stalls on point work, whereas The other one up there, so Dinnerden with the tender pickups, doesn't stall on any point work at all. Right, so now we've got Dinnerden running around its train. And this one's absolutely beautiful. So this is the Hornby Triangle one. All I've done is just put some pickups on the tender wheels. I've got London South Western M7 coming in. That's got two old Triangle coaches, and what I did was I rebogeyed them and painted them up just to sort of look like Southern London South Western colours. Right, so Dinnerden, was it number 795, is now about to depart. This freehand so I can try and film the whole sequence if I can. So this is going to come off its train now. And I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll take you down to bridge level, so that sort of level, so you can see it go across the bridge. And then off into the cutting there. Now of course if the line was still open fully, beyond that bridge, you'd be going towards West Meehan, but of course it's not. So we're not. That's as far as it goes. No chance of an extension because there just isn't the room. So anyway, right, it's going to run round its train now, and we'll stick it on the other end. Oh, okay. So it's a learner driver in there, you see. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So I'll follow it along the track. Hang on, he hasn't got the signal yet, so we've got to wait till he gets the signal. And right, he's got the signal now. So off he goes. Under the bridge, and stops at the signal there. Right, he's got the signal, so he's now going to go back onto his train in a minute. There we go. Ooh. As I say, these are old Triangle coaches, but they had the old, the old bogies on them with the really sort of thick flanged wheels. So what I did was I had some newer bogies, so what I did was took the old ones off, put them on, and these were painted a light blue when I got them. Got them as a part of a job lot on eBay. So what I've done is just painted them to sort of go with the. I'm not sure if that is the totally correct colour because I couldn't find the colour scheme anywhere, so I've just kind of guessed it. But I think I've got the salmon pink pretty much right. But as I've only done 2 coaches, I might, if I can pick up a middle coach, maybe a buffet car or an open coach cheap enough, a couple of quid or something, I may do may do the same with that. So it's got 3 coaches. Right, there's another train due in a moment. Do this freehand again. I'll just do a little bit of a thing here. Now underneath here, this will take you towards Wickham and then onto sort of Knoll Junction and then Fareham. Obviously, you know, it only goes as far as here. But I'll tell you what, we've got a little bit of a treat coming in. Just coming through under the bridge in a moment. Got 2 M7s. And should we put some lights on? Not that you'll see the lights properly, because of course I've got the main light. I'll tell you what we'll do. What I'll do quickly, we'll go over here and I'll just turn the main light off a minute. Probably won't see much actually because I've got the light on the camera. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll pause this. Alright, tell you what I'll do. What I'll do in a moment is I'll turn the light off on the camera on the next clip, and you can see it with all the lights on. So just a little review, because I mean you're kind of in the middle of the countryside, so you know you've just got you know, it would just be lights on the station, although they probably could do being brighter. But the thing is, they're not only running they're also, that same power supply is running the lights on this little bit as well. So but when you think about it, back in the day, that they would have only been gas lights originally, so they probably wouldn't have been sort of overly bright anyway. So I thought I'd just do this so you could just kind of see it with the lights off. Well, the lights on the station on. I'm going to hold the camera freehand now, because we can then follow the things out. This video took me 2 days to do because I had to do a repair on that M7 there. Basically it wasn't picking up off the bogie wheels. Discovered that, cause I checked all the pickups and that, I discovered the wires had come off the pickups, so I had to do break out the soldering iron and do a repair on that. So that's all sorted now, I hope anyway. So back to the video. Right, the M7, the LSWR one, is off on its merry way. Right, so the M7s are now going to run around the track. So I'm holding this freehand because I can kind of move the camera about a bit easier than just sticking it down on the thing. In fact, since I've done the pickup, it's actually running a lot slower than what it was. So right, let's make sure it's got all the signal through the station, which it has. So these will be coming through and then going back on their coaches. Say they're in the head shunt. It's the thing with this, when I planned it, I did it big enough, like tender locos and like large diesels, and 2 like tank engines to run double headed, because obviously where I had it, the original location where it was, I didn't have that much enough space to make that any longer than that, and actually I haven't now because I got stuff stored behind it. Right, I've got the signal. See, before, the problem I had was this, it was stalling on the point work here because there was no power being picked up off these wheels. It was literally off the 4 wheels on the motor. Now if you had the old Triang one, the old Triang Hornby one years ago, it used to have the same problem because there was no pickup on them wheels. And all it basically, because I literally I took the wheels off, cleaned them, cleaned all the pickups, put it all back, make sure the pickups were touching the wheels and all sorts of things. And then I tried that and I saw this loose wire and I thought, and both wires from the motor to the pickups on these wheels had come off. The solder had come off. And I had the same problem with my Railroad Deltic as well. That had the same thing. The solder joints just come apart. So I had to resolder that. I had to do the same to this one. I've not had to do it with this one yet, or me London South Western one, but I dare say at some point that'll probably happen. Right, so we're just waiting for another train to come in, and then this one can depart. So the last arrival coming up from Wickham is T9 729 coming in. Just coming in under the bridge now. You know what? You notice how dusty your locos get when they're on the shelf when you're filming. But when you think about it, I've seen the in the National Railway Museum at York. You go on that footbridge thing and you look above the tops of the locos there, and they're covered in dust and things. So you know it's natural weathering. So anyway, right, that's arrived. I'm just getting ready now for the 2 M7s to depart now down to Wickham. Right, we've got the signal up and the 2 M7s are off. Right, well, our final working. Well, T9's going to run around its train, and then it'll take it away. I'll just view along there. Look, excuse the door in the background. You'll probably notice actually if you watched yesterday's video, the doors changed. Had some new doors put on today, so there might be what they call a continuity error in the business. But anyway, these things happen, don't they? And it's not a professional video, so it's not too bad. Yeah, we'll just take you down this end, show you a bit around here. Now, of course, this bridge is just it's just a little, it's just some thin ply, and I just sort of made it to look similar to one of the bridges on the line. This actual bridge would have been about half a mile away from this location. Basically what I did, we had a trip to Droxford. You may have seen the video to it just 2 years ago now, and we sort of, I wanted to get some other pictures around the station and stuff. So what I did was I went to this bridge here and pasted it up along, and then what I did was I got down as low as I could and just took a photograph. But what they'd done just before this, they'd actually cleared the pathway to make it better for walkers and things like that, and cyclists and things. But it actually looks as though it's been cleared, ready to relay the track, which I thought, it kind of gives that impression that maybe this is as far as it goes, and in the future they're going to relay it to Westmead. It won't happen in model form because I just haven't got the room. But I thought that's what I'd sort of do. So it just kind of looks like it, you know. And of course we've got the road bridge. And so that's a photograph that I took, the actual location. I stuck it on there, so you kind of get that when you stand back. You kind of get that effect, that you know, perspective. Same with the trees. I've kind of, the trees on the background, I've overlapped them and things like that, so you get that bit of a perspective as well. Right, let's get this train run round. let's have a walk around here. This little bit of cutting here. You don't really see this bit much because it's a bit cramped. It's I put my hat. It's when you're trying to clean track, it's awkward because there's not much room, as you can see. But I thought, well, we'll do it here so you can see it sort of go under the bridge and then join onto its train. That's it. So that's now done its thing. And it's actually coupled up. Makes a change. I mean, I put the signals this far away because obviously you've got like a large loco, so all three carriages in the platform. So you got room like for the loco as well. The only thing you haven't got it is at this end. I may. Well, the original plan was to have these signals here, but then I thought it'd be too confusing with the point there. So, you know, these ones are just mainly for show, really, to be honest. Right. Anyway, let's get this train out of here. Anyway, I'm gonna sort of film it from the bridge again, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and as I always say, happy modelling, and take care. Bye for now.